Welcome, everyone, to my podcast, Bringing On, with my co-host, Mike. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Very good. We wanted to do tonight WWE Year-End Awards, to the end of 2017, which has been a very, very good year for WWE. As much as people keep complaining about a lot of stuff going on, there's been a lot of great stuff going on in WWE, on Raw, on SmackDown, and also mostly on NXT, right?
That's right.
And we wanted to start off by saying that the year has been, there's a lot of new blood coming in. I personally feel like this is more like now the end of an era, because you see the guys coming out on their way out, guys like John Cena, Randy Orton, guys like Sheamus, guys like even AJ, as much as I love him, he's 40, Nakamura. These guys are the prime right now, is still in prime spots, but they're on their way out, and sooner or later, they'll leave ways for new guys that are coming up from NXT and that are already on the main roster. Guys like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, is already an established top superstar. But I mean, guys now that we can say for sure, Aleister Black, Johnny Gargano, hopefully Roderick Strong, Drew McIntyre, and the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole. So there's so much young talent. Andrade Cien Almas. There's so much talent in NXT, the Authors of Pain, and that now you can see that it's kind of, changing of the guards. Do you agree that WWE right now, we have this phase?
Definitely, yes, of course.
And this year, the only complaint that I have is that, Survivor Series was awful. There was so much emphasis on guys like Triple H. I love Shane, but, to keep those guys at the end, Kurt Angle, Triple H, Shane McMahon, I think it's time to, that's perfect. Shane's a perfect example. He's there to put over guys. But I think that we should put more emphasis on guys that are already there, like Nakamura, Bobby Roode, and guys like that. Then put so much emphasis on Triple H and Kurt Angle, and
Well, yeah, of course.
That's just me.
That's right.
If I had to go with the feud of the year, there's been a lot of great feuds this year, but to me, I think the best feud that we've had thus far would be the one with Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, the betrayal.
Well, yes,
it was awesome. It was short-lived, but I mean the whole thing, the Festival of Friendship, that was amazing. We watched it today. I think that was the best feud of the year, because anytime Kevin Owens is involved in any storyline, it always is A+ and gold.
Well, yes, of course, definitely.
And I always say that the second best feud of the year was Shane and KO.
Yeah.
Absolute gold, absolute gold.
Yeah, very good.
I would say that the third feud of the year to me would be Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. They tore it up everywhere.
Oh, yes.
It's been a very, very intense battles between these two guys. Yep. So I would say that it comes very close third.
Definitely.
And feud of the year, KO and Chris Jericho just made the list.
That's right.
And the performer of NXT, the NXT performer of the year. Well, I thought about it long and hard, and guys that were there at the beginning of the year that left halfway, like Bobby Roode, Nakamura, Samoa Joe. And then I thought about a guy that's been there for a few years, has always been performing, whether it's a tag team specialist or a singles or whatever. But my NXT performer of the year to me is Johnny Gargano.
Oh, yeah.
Who will be yours?
Either Johnny Gargano or maybe Aleister Black.
Aleister Black, wow. My breakout NXT performer of the year is Aleister Black. He's the guy that I see as a lot of people say next CM Punk, next I just see him as the first Aleister Black. Like I said before, the first Dean Ambrose. Don't try to compare yourself or let people compare you to Roddy Piper. Be the first Aleister Black.
Definitely, yeah.
And the other breakout superstar of the year in NXT to me is Velveteen Dream.
Well, yes. Surprising, yeah. Definitely.
Velveteen Dream is totally amazing, man. I love this kid. Sky's the limit.
Yes, definitely.
Totally amazing performer. His match against Aleister Black was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
At TakeOver, it was wonderful, wonderful match.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And we also have some negative awards. Who do you think is the the most the guy that deceived you or disappointed you the most in 2017, including NXT and the WWE roster?
I don't know. It's pretty hard to say. Yeah.
To me, I would probably go with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that Shinsuke, I expected way more than just kicks. He looks totally a shade of himself. I hope he's going to get back on track.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But who else do you think has been underachieving this year?
Apollo Crews.
Apollo Crews, yeah. Given a few time slots that he had, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Expect way more out of him.
Yeah.
You're right. Who do you think has been the most disappointing tag team of the year in the WWE?
I don't know.
To me, it's hard to say because we've seen the same teams over and over again when there's so much big depth. But the most disappointing team of the year to me this year probably would be Breezango, because besides their little segments on TV, when it comes to ring performances, it's been well below average for two very talented performers. Do you agree?
Definitely, yes, of course.
And who is the NXT tag team of the year?
AOP.
Oh, AOP, definitely. I no doubt about it.
Authors of Pain are incredible. Yeah.
The Authors of Pain, man, there's nothing better. And when they come to the main roster, man, they will be devastating.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Devastating. And I agree, 100%. Kudos to Fish and O'Reilly and Sanity too. But I love Breakthrough Tag Team of the Year in NXT. I would give it to Street Profits.
Yes.
I think these two kids have a lot of talent, especially Montez Ford.
Yeah.
So, who is your breakout WWE Superstar of the Year? The guy that made it through either on Raw or SmackDown. The guy that over, I would say, surprised you the most, or they didn't expect him to be that good. Last year we chose The Miz, so I wouldn't repeat The Miz again, but I think, to me, Elias.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Because in NXT, he was nothing in NXT. And like Triple H said, he was made for the WWE main roster. So I totally think that Elias was my breakthrough performer of the year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And if I had to choose another guy, I would probably go with Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Chad Gable is absolutely unbelievable.
Definitely.
Totally unbelievable.
Yeah.
And what was the most shocking moment of the year to you? The thing that surprised you the most, either a big return or something unexpected, a title change or a heel turn. To me, my in NXT would be the dissolution. Ciampa attacking Johnny Gargano.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Do you agree that on NXT that's the shock of the year?
Oh yes, of course.
And on WWE, what would you think would be the most shocking thing of the year? To me, it's Sami Zayn pulling Kevin Owens out of harm's way against Shane McMahon.
Oh yeah, that was surprising. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sami coming back to form friendship with KO.
Yeah, definitely.
That was amazing. What was the best segment, television segment of the year? To me, was the Festival of Friendship.
Well, yeah, you said it before, yeah.
I think it was.
Well, yeah,
it really was. Really, really think so. I really think that it was great. Chris Jericho is so good at what he does.
But another shocking moment, of course, for me was Jinder Mahal winning the world title.
Oh my God!
I never saw that coming.
Me neither. Yeah, kudos to Jinder.
Yeah.
For all the blames, all the criticism that he's had. He's done a pretty good job.
Well, yeah. When he won the WWE Championship, it was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, totally amazing. So congratulations to him. To Jinder.
Yeah.
Modern day Maharaja.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And who do you think is the WWE Superstar of the Year?
Yeah, AJ Styles.
Holy shit! Oh yeah. I agree. On SmackDown, AJ Styles, 100%. Number 2, you have to pick a top 3 on SmackDown.
Well, Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, yeah, and number 3, I would say Jinder Mahal.
Yeah. definitely.
Yeah, on Raw would be number one. The performer of the year, rest of the year.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns. Not me. I choose Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I would say that second, I would choose the. My God, it's hard to pick up. I would probably choose Finn Balor, almost being undefeated.
Yeah.
And then Roman Reigns.
The Miz.
The Miz. Oh yeah, definitely. The Miz would be in the top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
And it would be a tag team of the year. Combining Raw and SmackDown.
Usos.
Oh my God, best tag team in the world, baby. Best tag team in the world. They'll be challenged this year by AOP and the Revival.
Yeah.
And New Day, but they're still the best in the West. The best tag team in the world. By far.
Well, definitely. Yeah.
The Bar is also.
Yeah.
If we had to choose the best tag team on
Raw.
On Raw, would be the Bar.
Yeah.
They outshined Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose.
That's right.
To say it's not, it's a big accomplishment.
Yeah.
So very very surprised. The team that came out of nowhere and became a very good tag team.
Yeah. Surprising. Yeah.
Yeah, very good tag team. And what do you see? Towards 2018. Who do you think will be the new SmackDown champion after the AJ run?
I hope it's going to be Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, that's what everybody hopes for. He's going to win the Rumble, then face AJ at WrestleMania.
I hope so.
And then become the next Paul Heyman guy. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be great. And other than that, do you see a title reign for maybe Bobby Roode, or you think the U.S. title would be more in his range?
Probably the U.S. title for now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And if he makes a jump to the main roster, I think Drew McIntyre could also be a SmackDown champion.
Yeah.
Definitely. If they make moves, if they bring Braun to SmackDown, could have a lengthy reign with the title too.
Oh yeah, right.
Exactly. And on Raw, who do you think could be the next champion to dethrone Brock and to carry the title for a while?
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Reigns. Then you could have maybe Cena claiming his 17th title reign, and then from there, who knows? I would love to see Finn regaining at some point.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Seth also deserves it.
Yeah.
And there's so many guys from NXT with so much talent coming up, like Aleister Black and all these guys that sooner or later we're going to run out of titles.
Andrade Cien Almas
with Zelina Vega. She's absolutely amazing.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And who do you think will be the focal point of Raw and SmackDown coming up this year? The guys that will dominate the storylines, and hopefully not the Authority, but do you think Jason Jordan is going to have a big push now?
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it will become like the best heel on Raw roster.
Yeah.
I think Samoa Joe is headed to big things.
Yes, definitely.
Could really see a match against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Hopefully, the Woken Matt Hardy will reignite some spark for Bray Wyatt.
I hope so, yeah.
That he lost, especially this year after being world champion and now falling into an abyss, to say the least.
Yeah, after his feud with Randy Orton.
Yeah, that was an awful feud with an awful wrestler. Yeah. Everybody knows how much I despise Randy Orton, and he's not a legend killer; he's a career killer. I hate this guy. He's such a piece of shit, and also such a bad wrestler, such a boring character. And always on top. With no reason at all.
Yeah, for a long time.
For a long time, the most undeserving guy on the roster.
At least the good news now is next year he's going to be part-time. So
yeah, thank God, thank God.
That's right.
Should retire and start singing. Please retire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I also wanted to finish the podcast by saying that we're going to come back probably monthly with the podcast bringing on 2018, and
before we pick review.
Exactly, and now we're looking forward for the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, and NXT Takeover.
NXT Takeover will be absolutely amazing, amazing.
Definitely, it always is. Yeah.
Best part of the year, WrestleMania. Then you got Mania, so there's a big. It's like the Super Bowl season for WWE.
It is, yeah. It's like the Royal Rumble begins the road to WrestleMania. So yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, the big main crucial part of the year for WWE.
Right.
So thank you everybody for listening, and you can follow me on Twitter at DumGhostHunter or my YouTube channel Dominic Bouchard. So have a good night, everybody, and listen to Monday Night Raw tonight at 8 o'clock.
Happy New Year.
Happy